a good little baby. Be a good little baby. Yes. I think we're live. Are you going to be a good little girl now?
I hope so.
We were supposed to go on at 8 o'clock. We're a few minutes late because little baby Marie, she was a little bit fussy. Little fussy. You going to be quiet? You okay? You calm? Oh, no. Shh. Let's give a second for everybody to get on. How you doing tonight, honey?
I'm okay, a little tired.
I'm tired too. I know this was just kind of an impromptu live stream. I just felt it's been so long since we've made a video. We thought that we would pop on
And you finished today a little bit early.
Yeah.
For work, we decided to do the live stream.
Exactly.
Aha, Matthew!
Matthew, there you are, buddy. I'm glad you saw the message in the Facebook group, Matthew. This was like I was just saying in case y'all just got on.
Arago.
This was just like an impromptu, just jump on, see what's going on, chat with you guys a little bit. It's been a while, so I hope you all are doing
He said,
well.
I know the fussy baby thing. I wish we could see your baby too now.
Yeah, Matthew. I hope he's doing great. Fussy, you can't help it. It's that time. They're in their little purple period, and
Yeah, in the evening especially.
yeah.
During the day. Hey guys, hey Mike.
Mike, sir, how are you? Hope you're doing well, big guy. Hope you're doing good. I don't know what to talk about. No, I had a couple things on my mind to chat about, talk, just see how you guys are doing. I hadn't realized the last video we made was almost 1 month ago. One month ago.
Not 1 month.
Almost a
already.
month. And I hate that. So at first I want to start by apologizing. It's been so long since we've actually made a new video. You know, at the time a month ago, here in Florida, I had done like a video or two at Disney Springs, and I'd done something else. We did the live stream here. We introduced you guys to baby Marie. Say hi, everybody. And at that time, I thought like I was going to get back into the swing of making videos. But then lo and behold, Florida had a coronavirus outbreak, a crazy outbreak of, and you guys all know, 10, 15,000 cases of coronavirus every day. So we decided again, just to kind of lay low, stay low for the sake of our health, but really for the sake of our little baby girl's health. Oh, are you watching yourself on the TV, on the computer?
Hi Terry, hi Jessica.
Yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are all staying safe. Was there anything particular, honey, you want to start off talking about, or you want me just to start talking?
You start, you did very good.
Well, I mean, I think we've summed this up in previous videos, but in case if y'all haven't seen them, y'all may be wondering why we aren't going to the parks. Should I explain why? In case we haven't explained it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to tell
She said because of me.
She's upset that we're not going to the parks because she hasn't had a chance to go yet. But no, really.
She answered your question. She said because of me. That's
Because
why
of
you're
me.
not going to.
Oh. We're not going to the parks right now just because of the coronavirus outbreak. Trying to be a responsible mama and papa. So we're trying to just kind of lay low. We're fortunate that we work from home, so just we don't want to bring anything home to our little baby. And we know that Disney, Universal, they're doing
Debbie, she says your daughter is so cute.
Oh,
She's
thank
so
you,
cute.
Debbie.
The time is
You want to go to mama? Go to mama. That's why mama's sitting in on the stream. No, I'm joking. But no, anyway, so we're just trying to be like a good mama and papa. We don't want to take her to Disney yet.
Yeah.
But obviously we don't want to go to Disney like myself
Yeah.
to make a video, bring something home to her. So we've just decided that we're just kind of holding out a little while. Disney's not going anywhere. It's still right there across the street. We can see it in the evenings, the glow of it. It's heart-wrenchingly difficult to not go. We watch a lot of other Disney fellow vloggers, and it looks like they're having a great time. The parks are empty, but we got to remember the parks are empty for a reason because a lot of people are afraid to go. And I hate using the word afraid because when you say you're afraid of something, it implies like you're weak. We're not weak. We're just we don't want to bring anything home to this little gal. And you know what? There's plenty of people our age that I know of who've caught coronavirus and have not had a great outcome from it. I know at least one person that's having a really rough run. Actually, one of our all-time favorite YouTube vloggers. And I'm going to share you guys this name just because I hope you all will check his channel out because it's so much fun to watch. It's not a Disney vlogger, totally different. He's a travel vlogger, spends most of his time, and I think I've mentioned him before, I can't remember, but in this like ex-Soviet republics, I feel like I've mentioned this. Bald and Bankrupt. And Bald and Bankrupt just made a video where he revealed that he had the coronavirus. And he was in the intensive care unit, I think in Serbia for like 2 weeks. Yeah. And he just got out, and the guy sounds like he aged by 30 or 40 years. So, you know, we're taking it serious. You know, we'll go to Disney once Florida calms down a little bit. But right now, for us, we're not going. So, am I missing comments on it? Oh, okay. Matthew said, let's Zoom. You know what, Matthew? That's a great idea. Let's set up a Zoom. And I don't know if you mean like a private Zoom, which we can do, but if you want to do like a Zoom live stream like we did in the past, I'm totally down for that. Definitely, you know me, man. I like to. My wife knows I'll chat Disney 24/7, so let's do it. Debbie said your dog's so cute. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Larams23 said, "What do you think of Splash change coming?" I have another change I would like to present to you, but it will be a few messages. Okay, what do I think about Splash Mountain change coming? It's a tough one. You know what? I understand why they're doing it. I don't know that I'm exactly the person that should say whether it needs to be done or not, because I'm not really in the group of people that I know are being offended by it. So it's hard for me like to say whether it should be done or not. But I guess if Disney's getting feedback from guests, or if they're hearing from people that, look, this attraction, it brings bad feelings to us. I don't know if you probably understand what's going on, but Splash, you know about the movie. I think I've explained it to you. So, it's racist, it has some ties to the past. Now, the attraction itself, they obviously didn't include any of those elements to it and stuff. But if people are uncomfortable, they're uncomfortable. I don't know. So.
I never used those Splash Mountain.
No, it's.
But I have seen on video. I like the colors.
Fix it this way a little bit.
I like how it looks. Like the bright, it looks cool.
Well, Splash Mountain is a blast.
But I never have seen the movie too. That's why I can't tell.
Nobody can. So the movie is not even. Disney doesn't. I don't think maybe they aired overseas. I'm not sure about that. But in the United States, it hasn't been aired here since like the 80s. So anyway. Splash Mountain, I'm kind of 50-50. I don't know. Like, I'm sad to see it being rethemed, but I also understand that if people are upset, it needs to be done. Let Disney do it. I like the idea of it being rethemed to Princess and the Frog. That should be really, really cool. My thing is, and I've shared something before, which is about
the good thing that they will create the new ride. It will be interesting.
Something
People
new.
Already used to the Splash Mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, there's some rumors going around though. I mean, we all know Disney financially is bleeding, even though they've reopened the parks here in Orlando. They're reopened to 2% capacity. So I mean, they're still bleeding. So I don't anticipate Splash Mountain being done anytime soon. I think financially they're not in a position, right, honey? They're not in a position. Yeah, I don't think they're in a position to necessarily do like a major overhaul of Splash Mountain anytime soon. But at some point, I guess it's going to happen. So let's see. What am I missing in the comments here? Mike said, good choice to stay home, guys. Yeah, Mike, I mean,
Kind of learn already to stay at home.
Not going to lie, it really is hard. Like, I want to get...
Especially for you.
Yeah, how many times I've told her, like, honey, do you think I should just go? And then as soon as I look at this little face, it takes 2 seconds. I'm like, not yet. No, not yet. Can't do that yet. So it'll be there. By the way, my pass, I think I've explained in the Facebook group. I haven't explained on YouTube, but my annual pass expired. Our annual pass expired July 10th. We never were given the extension, and then I just said, you know what, let it stay canceled. I called them, and we have the 30-day window to renew for the 15% discount. So we'll decide here in the next week or two if we're going to do the renewal or not.
She's looking at you when you talk.
Yeah, Baba does a good job of when I talk, I put her to sleep. So hopefully if I talk enough, she'll fall asleep here.
It's time for her to sleep.
It is her sleepy time.
Yeah. Hey, Troy, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Uncle Troy.
Yeah, Matthew said, even though Disney and Universal are doing their best, I still don't trust others. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, one thing I've always thought about is if 10,000 people on average are being diagnosed with the virus in Florida daily, where do those people go after they're diagnosed? Are they staying home? Are they quarantining? Or do they continue to go out, especially if they just have minor symptoms? I don't know. It's one of the things you got to think about when you put yourself out there. I mean, I watch other Disney vloggers, like I'm sure a lot of you guys do. I love watching some of the live streams and stuff. And when I see the parks, they generally look empty. My only thing that I think I would be more uncomfortable with, I've told you before, is like dining, indoor dining, sitting in a restaurant, mask off, everybody's eating. That one maybe I might be a little uncomfortable about. Matthew doesn't think they're going to change Splash Mountain with the retheme. I don't know. We'll see. That was one of the rumors in one of the leaks or whatever from the Insider last week. If it comes to fruition, I don't know. We'll see. Daddy-O, hey y'all, we missed you too, buddy. Hope you're doing well. The three of us, he said. Replace Hall of Presidents. Instead, have a show where the Muppets perform Hamilton. But instead of it being Hamilton, it is the first time showing of them performing the play. I think there's definitely a place, because Hamilton has its following, obviously. So I think there's a place for Hamilton somewhere as an attraction at Disney. I don't know about the Hall of Presidents. And again, here goes back to being sentimental about Disney and stuff, but there is something about the Hall of Presidents and Walt Disney himself and Abraham Lincoln animatronic. I don't know how I feel about replacing the Hall of Presidents. Maybe American Adventure at Epcot. I'd have to think about that. But I've definitely seen other people just, throwing Hamilton out there. Something with the Muppets. Look, I'm a Muppets fan, so I think any way that you can tie the Muppets, why not? Do something with the Muppets. Let's see. Francis says she misses our Disney character warehouse videos and merchandise fix. Yes, we did too.
We missed too.
I was actually this close to taking a ride over to Orlando Premium Outlets this evening just to see if there's anything different going on. Then I realized for what? There's nothing going on. And I kind of touched base in the Facebook group. If you guys aren't a member of the Facebook group, do join it. Link is in the description down below. It's a lot of fun. Trying to be a little more active in there too, actually. Just with pandemic and all the work going on. Haven't been quite as active as I'd like to be or we'd like to be. But anyway, come join the Facebook group. But Character Warehouse, I have my opinions on the warehouse and why I think it's not open yet. I think it's kind of common sense. Character Warehouse prior to closing, I think back to like last year, September, October. The line to get inside of the Character Warehouse, it could get longer than an hour outside. It would back up to the food court or all the way down the mall. That was with normal operating capacity of the store, which was shoulder to shoulder. Everybody's crammed in that store tight. And they actually still had to start limiting the number of people they would let in the store at that time. So if they have to cut capacity, I don't know, say 20%, 25%, how? Tell me, honey, you give me your idea. Is Daddy talking crazy? But
look at you.
Yeah. Well, I want her input. Me and her talk about Character Warehouse all day, guys. She's the one that gave me this input to share with y'all. What am I saying? So if capacity at the warehouse is like 20% to go in, well, how long is the line then going to be outside of the warehouse to let people in? You got to have very limited number of people entering the store. Outside, you got to have 6 feet between each party. There's nowhere to line up. That's not Disney's theme park. That's Simon Mall property. I remember they were upset about the lines anyway, and Disney had to put the stanchions in front of the store. I just don't think they're able to open right now. When they're going to, I don't know. And honestly, I don't think it's Disney's priority to reopen those stores. They have so many other things to be concerned about, to worry about. I think the last thing on their mind is a Character Warehouse. It's just my opinion. I don't think they're. Look, they're giving annual pass holders, if you guys don't know, 30% off. I know a lot of the 2020 merchandise is buy one, get one. Maybe that's the future. Maybe they just, maybe Disney will start selling discounted merchandise in their stores for the time being or something for shipping it all over to a Character Warehouse store. Another thing I noticed, I know they haven't put up any barriers inside of the store between the guest and the cashier associates or cast members, between the cast members and the guest. So that tells me that they're not really planning to open there anytime soon. And I did speak with someone that has a little inside info on that. It's been a couple of weeks, but that person told me they've heard absolutely zero about when those stores are going to reopen. So, Yeah, I wish I had a little bit better news on the warehouse, but I just don't at the moment. It's kind of crummy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do y'all think they could open the warehouse and socially distance it and not have a line blocking other retail merchants inside of that mall? Right? No way. I just don't see it. Although there's not a lot of people still on vacation here, but the outlets is something that locals like to do. Mm-hmm. I threw the idea around. Maybe they'll do more online sales, discounts for online, which would be kind of cool. But I don't know if that's going to happen either. We'll find out. Let's see. What am I seeing here? Oh, so Marie she read what I was talking about with the character warehouse. Yeah, Marie. I mean, that's kind of just when I just sit here and contemplate it. I mean, I kind of understand why it's not open yet. It's not Disney Springs. It's not World of Disney where if they want to do a virtual, they can do a virtual queue at World of Disney. People can wait outside. They're on their property, but can't do that at the mall.
Some bloggers, they did some short video.
At the warehouse?
Not inside. Just
from outside. Yeah, you can't go inside. Outside.
Yeah, it's closed. I mean,
it's closed.
Nothing to go right now.
No, they've done absolutely nothing with the store. It's just sitting.
We're just curious. Maybe they are preparing inside to see they have anything to show that they will have during this pandemic.
I don't know. How would you open that place? You got to touch. Disney has a policy right now. If you go into any of their gift shops, they have signs: "Do not touch the merchandise unless you plan on buying it." They don't want people thumbing through shirts. Is this an XL? Is this a small? Is this a large? Which shirt is this? They don't want people putting their hands and little fingers on everything.
I regret that we didn't buy the big ones.
Yeah, hindsight 2020 on a lot of things.
How we know that it will.
Had we known this was going to happen, we would have probably gone to the parks about 50 more times before March. Let's see. Daddy said parks are 12% capacity. Yeah, I mean, it's still empty. It's still absolutely empty. Okay. LA Rams is breaking it down on how they would do the Muppet Show. Very interesting. Yeah, I think anything Muppets. Why not do Muppets Hamilton? I think it's cool. I just don't know that the Hall of Presidents would be the place to put it with all those animatronics. I'd hate to see so many animatronics tossed, and it's just such a classic thing tying back to Walt himself. But yeah, I mean, Disney. I don't see anything coming new though anytime soon. Honestly, Disney's bleeding. I mean, they're bleeding. Millions of dollars a day are being lost. Even though Walt Disney World is open, like Daddy said, it's open at 12% or whatever capacity. Yeah. It's absolutely nothing. It's a loss. They're operating big time loss right now. So I just think a lot of the rumors I read is basically every project that you wanted to see is on hold indefinitely or canceled. We just have to accept it. 50th anniversary is canceled at this point. I don't know. It was supposed to be this amazingly awesome thing. Epcot was going to be awesome. Instead,
next year.
Next year, but all the new stuff, Mary Poppins and the new, I forgot what it's called, the tree garden thing that they were building at Epcot, where you would be able to for the festivals and you could overlook World Showcase for the fireworks. Cancel. You guys probably know all that. So that whole area though has been demolished because the Fountain of it's all gone, honey. The Fountain of Nations is gone and everything. So they have a big area that they have to clear. Well, it's already clear. They got to put something there now. Who knows what they're going to do with that? Let's see. Hello, Victoria. Nice to see you too. Let's see.
She said your baby has friendly, beautiful face.
Oh, LA Rams 23 says that I work construction actually at Disney and can tell you sadly a lot is being taken away from what we thought was coming. They pulled a lot of our bids. Yeah. I mean, I think, hasn't there even been some issues with some of these contractors even getting paid? Now, I think that was a month or two ago, so I'm sure Disney's caught up with that, but yeah. Why 535 Reams Road? Yeah, not too far away, not too far. Yes, Matthew's Facebook group is fun. And Matthew, thank you for always participating. It's very, very cool. Victoria said that the princess is beautiful in her little Belle outfit. Yeah. Did you show them the little Belle outfit that she's wearing?
No, can you show your toe?
Yeah, come here. Look. Hey, good. Oh, look, she's in her little princess. Whoopsie. little Princess Belle outfit. It's kind of hard to
The
see in the
pants
camera.
too, the belt.
Yeah, little matching pants. Oh.
She has another one. That one is 6 to 9 months. You remember we bought from the character warehouse?
We did. You got a couple of these little outfits
Yeah.
though. Which character? We got Princess Aurora and Cinderella and Belle. You had a couple.
You mean
Mermaid?
this
Yeah, this one
one?
too. Mermaid too, right?
It's a mermaid.
Ariel, Princess Aurora,
Cinderella.
and then this one, Belle.
The bell and no, I mean we have a bell separate from the character warehouse. It's 6 to 9 months. I have to put. We bought from the character warehouse. I just wanted to remind you.
Oh.
But the pants is matching with Cinderella. This one and there is a one white collar. It has all princesses. Oh. You
okay,
talk.
honey?
She wants you to talk.
Okay. Well, let's. I can do that part. I can do that part. Mike said use a cast member warehouse. You know what, Mike? You said it's open to the public. I did not know that. Or sometimes it's open to the public. I had no idea on that one. It's something that I'll look into. How do you find out when it is open to the public? They post a schedule or something? I'm not sure on that one. Disney stock was up today. Yeah, I know. Disney stock is up. I think there's reasons why that's... I think there's probably reasons why the Disney stock is up. But maybe that's for another discussion. We'll see what happens after August 4th. That's when the next earnings call is for Disney, which I'll definitely be listening into. And I think a lot of people will be listening to that one. So that's going to be an interesting one. But, yeah, it's honey. Take her. Bye, little baby. Come back in and see me. Oh. Don't worry, guys. Susanna Marie will be right back. They're just taking a timeout. Let's see. Our company has contracts with Disney, and our yearly Splash Mountain contract, Spaceship Earth. Okay, cool. Oh, very nice. Hey, it's Nate paging Mr. Morrow. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. You know, Nate, I'm trying to think. Did they ever have fedoras at the warehouse? They may have gotten some there in the past. I can't remember, but they may have had some fedoras at the character warehouse. Didn't I get one of mine there one time? Yeah. I feel like I did. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, whenever they get hats, I always try to buy, off of their wall of hats, at least a couple of them, because they're so cheap. They're always like $6-7 for a hat, right? I mean... Character warehouse situation, I think it's up in the air. What are they going to do? I mean, how again are you going to do crowd control with letting people in there, with doing 6 foot of spacing outside in lines? That's why I was joking in the Facebook group. Just like, Magic Kingdom and all the parks are doing theme park reservations, maybe they have no choice but to do reservations for going into the character warehouse. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, having to book? Well, yeah, you know what? I'd be fine with that. Like, if you have to book a day to go in there, I know who would not be fine with that, but that's probably going to be your Disney shoppers. They're probably not going to be happy that they can't enter the character warehouse. But, we'll see. It's, that's all up in the air, Let me see. Ellie Ram said our contracts for both Splash and Epcot repairs got pulled. Yeah, I mean, look, man, I've seen rumors that Disney World is bleeding upwards of just Disney World alone, $43 million a day. Now, how they're calculating that, I don't know. It can be rumors or whatever, but you know what? 43 million. I can tell you this, they're bleeding a lot. And the last thing they can do right now is continue to go on these spending sprees of construction projects. I'd actually rather see them, if it's possible, use that money towards payroll to not have to furlough in the future. If we're dealing with this for months into the future, no layoffs and no furloughs. Let's keep these people employed. The Orlando economy needs that a lot more than a rethemed Splash Mountain or a 50th anniversary, blah, blah, blah at Epcot. I'd rather just see everybody keep their work right now, keep their jobs. And when we get past the virus, God willing, there's a vaccine here coming soon, then we can focus as Disney starts to recover on some of these projects that have had to get set aside or indefinitely paused. But that's just my opinion. I'd rather just see right now, put that money towards keeping everybody employed. Matthew said he doesn't think the character warehouse is coming back. And I think there's a really good chance. Yeah, I always had a dream that like one day the Character Warehouse would not be in an outlet mall, but would actually be over at Disney Springs. Where they would put it, I don't know. But can you imagine how well that store would perform at Disney Springs? Because right now when it's at the outlet mall, you're definitely cutting off a large number of guests that either don't want to Uber over there, they didn't rent a car when they came to Orlando. They just don't want to go out of the way. It doesn't make sense for them to go out of the way to go to the warehouse, even though they're going to save a little bit on tours, gifts, and merchandise and stuff. It's not worth their time to go spend really like a day or half a day to and from the warehouse. But if there's actually a location at Disney Springs, forget it, it'd be awesome. But I also could just see it just being I could just see it being more discounts in the stores, which is really weird for Disney because you don't want to cannibalize sales. You don't want to have a Dooney on the shelf that's $400 sitting right beside one that maybe even looks nicer that's $75 or something. So there's a problem there too with cannibalizing sales by having super discounted Disney outlet priced merchandise in Mouse Gear, for example, beside that expensive stuff. So that is a problem though in itself too. Yeah. You don't want to cannibalize the sales of the regular full retail price merchandise that's at Disney Springs or that's at the parks and stuff. More discounts online, make some of the 2019 merchandise, put it online. The 2020 merchandise, put it online, super discounted. So we'll see. Paging Mr. Marr, Nate said he bought 50 last time. Very cool, man. Wow. That's a lot of hats. You should never run out of a hat then. You could afford to lose a couple like riding Thunder Mountain or Splash Mountain, and you'll be fine. That'll be very cool. Oh, you gave them away to people in the parks. I just saw that. Very cool. That's actually very cool, man. Very generous of you. As much as it does. Matthew said it would be some type of online discounted place. Yeah, I could see that. Like I think we were talking about in the Facebook group. Some type of just like online, deeply discounted. The only thing I thought about with that though, how many people would they have to hire to operate that? Like to handle the backside? I run an online business. It's still, even though it maybe just a little URL and click and buy, like on the back end of that, there's people that are pulling orders, that are packaging, that are shipping. Again, it's a matter of Disney has time to even focus on that. I just think they have so many other things to focus on this side of the street or in Disney Springs or at the theme parks, keeping all that stuff running and operating where I just don't think like right now when Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are sitting around, they're thinking about Character Warehouse. I really think there's a lot of other stuff on their plate, whether it's, hey, we haven't been able to put a movie, Mulan is delayed. When are the movie theaters coming back? How are we going to show movies? How is ESPN going to be profitable if we can't have sports? And are the basketball guys safe than the Character Warehouse? Or are guests safe at the parks? Or the restaurants operating? Or the resorts operating? I just think Character Warehouse is at the bottom of their list. Let's see, comments here. I think if they made it. So Debbie Van Tassel, Debbie says if it's an online store, it'd be, they'd do great. Yeah, I think so too. It's just a matter of if they have the time to even get an operation like that up and running, get something like that up and running. Matthew said, put it the Rainforest Cafe Disney Springs since essentially that's not coming back. I thought Rainforest Cafe reopened. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought no, they're reopened. I'm pretty sure Rainforest is reopened. Not that I eat there very often. I don't remember the last time I went to Rainforest. You know what? I think the last time I actually ate at a Rainforest Cafe, still back in Virginia, because they used to have one, I think, at Pentagon City Mall in Northern Virginia outside of Washington, D.C. I think it's the last time I ever ate at a Rainforest. Not knocking Rainforest. It's just Disney. I think there's just a lot of other better places to eat at. If Rainforest is open, you can always just close it and make the Rainforest Cafe a Character Warehouse. And whenever there's some super crazy deal, they just launch the volcano. It's like the blue dot, like Kmart special, except instead of the blue dot or the flashing blue light, instead of the flashing blue light special, it's the volcano bursting special. Yeah, just a Disney outlet store online. And that thing would be hot, man. Disney outlet store would be hot. Maybe Disney will go that route. Or they're just going to super discount stuff on Shop Disney or something. Who knows? Feel like I am losing. Let's see here. Well, so Matthew thinks it wouldn't be too much more than the current Disney store. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or I'm making it more than what it is. Baby Marie Troy is actually with Mrs. Mama. I think Mrs. Mama is trying to relax her. This is her witching hour. Like 8 o'clock is her witching hour. It's when she starts to get a little active. It's when that purple, she's in the purple period. I'm a new daddy. I learned about the purple period real fast. It's that time, starting, really, I think it starts at like 2 weeks. It can last God forbid, like 3 or 4 months, but where they just have these periods throughout the day where they cry a lot. She has a tendency to kind of get fussy around 8 p.m., and it usually lasts till 9:30, 10 o'clock. Now, here's something silly, and I think you guys saw this in the Facebook group. I've learned that my baby likes when I sing and dance to her. Normally at this time, if I have to, I'll pop on YouTube, pop on some Elvis Christmas tunes, or whatever it is, and I'll sing and dance to my little girl. It puts her right back to sleep. I think my voice is in the motion. It's distracting to her and it helps her relax. But hopefully Baby Marie and Susanna will be able to come back to the stream here in a little bit. So Ali Ram said that he thinks that Rainforest is worse than T-Rex. I had T-Rex last year, right? Maybe last summer. I had some friends of mine come down and visit. And we went, they had their 2 kids with them. I think their son was maybe about 5, 6 years old. Perfect age for like T-Rex. The parents, it's Fridays, quality food. Maybe a step above Fridays. But for, entertainment-wise, oh my God, the kids loved it. And I'm sure that's how they would be inside a Rainforest too. Grown adult, maybe it's just not for me. Now we have a baby girl. So, I would probably look at T-Rex and Rainforest with a totally different eye. But yeah, Matthew said he heard a rumor they want to close Rainforest Cafe at Disney Springs. The only thing about that inhabited Animal Kingdom only. Maybe. I mean, who knows what their plan is. It fills such a huge place over there, big space at Disney Springs, and it's always so packed. Tourists, they love that thing. I mean, that volcano draws people in. The big crocodile out front. Debbie said to some people... She said, I'm sure some people who they laid off would love a job running the character outlet online store. Yes. Yeah. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that's what they need to do. I have seen a couple of warehouse people working over at Disney Springs. I haven't been to Disney Springs in about, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know if that's still the case, but I haven't seen an occasional cast member over there. So it looks like hopefully some of those cast members, they found something else for them to do. Matthew said that his little boy Ferguson had his witching hour from 6 p.m. till midnight for about 3 weeks. Oof. That's 6 hours that's a tough one. I mean, I don't know that she's ever gone that long. Maybe she could. If I didn't, or if I'm the one that steps in to fix the fussy baby. The mama gets the credit for that. But if we didn't intervene, sing to her, dance to her, feed her, whatever, yeah, it might go 6 hours. I could see that. Growth, Matthew says probably because of growth spurt. Yeah. 15 pounds and in 6 month clothing. Wow. That's a big boy. Big healthy boy. Very cool though. My pediatrician, he said that last time he saw baby Marie, he thought that she was getting ready to growth spurt, and that's why she was eating so much and so hungry. So he said, just feed her. Don't not feed her. Do not continue to feed her. Feed her as much as she wants. Yeah, Debbie, I hope they come up with an idea. I miss the store too. We both do. I think they will. I just don't know that it's going to be right away. I say this now, watch tomorrow. It's going to be like, on Twitter, Character Warehouse is reopened. But like I said, last time I had spoken with like a little insider about Character Warehouse, they're not, at that time, about 4 weeks ago, they had heard absolutely nothing about when or how it was going to reopen. There's just a soundtrack. to others. So LA Rams is saying that I think the problem with doing an online store now, you give so many more people the chance to buy things cheap and sell it to others. At least the outlet, you have to go there and stock changes. I think just be people reselling everything. Yeah, that'd be the frustrating part. I think with the online deal, if the deals are as good as they are in the stores, is that you're just going to have people like waiting. Whenever merchandise goes live, they are just going to click and buy. So if you're not, let's say everything goes live every morning at 8 a.m. I'm just throwing an idea out there. 8 a.m. This hat goes live for $7 on the outlet store website. You're just going to have people waiting every morning, 8 a.m. buy, 8 a.m. buy. And I think, the chances of getting something for the locals will be much worse. But if you're not from here and you want to get something, you're out of state, maybe it's not so bad. Except, of course, if you're not from here, you're going to pay shipping. It cuts down on some of the savings depending on what you're buying. I mean, shipping's not cheap, and I know one thing running an online business: shipping's not very reliable right now. The USPS, I feel for them. I shouldn't say that. It's a tough word to say. Everybody has issues all the time with the USPS. But during the pandemic, they never quit. I'll give them credit. From the start of this thing till today, my little post office up the street has been open. I felt for those people working those counters. I mean, it was the same faces, those same postal workers. They were there. They had a little sheet of plastic finally, put up in front of them. But, the post office through pandemic has gotten shipments out, but they do run late. A couple things have gotten, lost through the process. But, for the circumstances, I think the post office actually has done a great job. LA Ram said that he thinks everyone is reselling. You know what? I mean, even with the stores themselves, they have the reselling. You guys have seen the videos, I'm sure, the live streams of Splash Mountain Gift Shop. Oh my gosh, on the cast member preview, if y'all saw that, I mean, there were people just buying bags and bags and bags of plush from Splash Mountain. I mean, loading up baby carriages or baby strollers, child strollers of bags of, Splash Mountain plush. I don't blame them, though. That's my thing. I don't fault them for it because Disney allows it. If you should actually fault Disney for that one. And Disney, put a limit. If Disney has an issue with that, they should just say buy two. You only buy two. You only buy two. But if you're just letting people buy, 50 Brer, plushies, I mean, that's what they're going to do. Now, I know they shouldn't be using their annual passes to do that. Let's see what I've got here. Let's see. Matthew said that he thinks that they need to crack down on the resellers. Yeah, I mean, to me, the simplest fix is all you've got to do is just put limits on merchandise. You can't buy more than 2. You can't buy more than 3. You can't buy more than 4. Although, I know what the issue is with that. You have to remember, a lot of people come to Disney World and they have people that they want to take gifts home to. Not everyone that's buying multiple hats or multiple Mickeys or Minnies or whatever they're buying, or vinyl pops, whatever. They're not always buying them to resell them. Sometimes they're buying them to take back home. This sounds crazy, but some people actually, they invest in Disney merchandise. It's collectibles. A lot of people know what is collectible and what's not. So there are plenty of people that will buy those pops, not to necessarily resell them. They might buy them, maybe resell them a year or 2 years from now. Is there something wrong with that? Me personally, I don't think there is. I don't think there is. If someone wants to buy something for $50 and they know that a year from now it's going to be worth more money, they can sell it for $100. That's capitalism 101, go for it. But if Disney wants to put a stop to it, and I could see that happening because I think a lot of people complain about this, just from what I see in other Facebook groups, what I see on Twitter and online, by people taking pictures of people with 50 plushes in their bag. I mean, maybe Disney will put a limit. You can only get 2 of something or 3 of something. But that does put someone on the spot. Let's say Grandpa and Grandma come to Disney World. And they want to take back to their grandchildren. They've got 7 of them. They want to get each one a little vinyl pop or whatever, their Funko Pop, want to get a Funko Pop for each one. Well, you're limiting them to only buying 2 when they need to buy 7. So it's a weird spot it puts Disney in. Part of me also thinks Disney's not going to do anything like that right now because they need to make as much money as they can. And I don't think they care if the guy bought 100 of something, is going to sell them all online. And or they just didn't allow that guy to buy anything. It's just sitting on their shelf because they can only have 12% occupancy. So I'm not thinking any of that stuff's going to happen anytime soon. Could be wrong. I don't know. They announced they're going to redo Splash Mountain when they don't have the money to redo Splash Mountain. They could have said, well, but now they are pushing, but we're doing Splash Mountain in the future. Let me say that, though. They're not doing it right away. I have a 2-year-old son, and he is being like, Daddy, son, I'm already 40. Wow, LA Rams, 2-year-old son. Very cool, man. Awesome for you. 26, big boy, 22 pounds. Very cool. Welcome back, honey. Where's baby?
I put her to sleep. I hope she will sleep.
Oh, I'm sure she'll wake up. She'll wake up. What time is it? 8:45? No, baby's not asleep yet.
She will wake up, of course, before to go deep sleeping.
Poor little baby Marie. One thing that does help her go to sleep? We use white noise.
Yeah.
White noise works amazing. I didn't believe it at first. I was like, there's no way this is going to help a baby fall asleep.
You remember a couple times it doesn't work in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But when we try again and again, and one day we discovered that it helps a lot. So now we are using that once she's so fussy.
You know what's funny, guys? We bought a white noise machine off of Amazon. Didn't help at all. If you just go on YouTube, someone's uploaded like 10 hours of white noise for babies. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah.
Free on YouTube.
It doesn't match with the YouTube white noise.
It sounds a little different, right?
Yeah.
We're sending it back. It doesn't work. Maybe it works for adults. I don't know. But I never have trouble falling asleep. Thank God I can just fall asleep like that, and so can she. Let's see into these comments. What am I missing here? Mike's asking if anyone has heard any rumors if and when Florida resident APs might be going on sale again. I haven't, but I don't see why it couldn't. There's a part of me that thinks, why aren't the APs discounted a little bit? You know why? Because you can only get into the park 3 times, right? Like, actually, aren't they? Am I wrong? Aren't they getting ready to give more reservations? I can't remember, but look, because I don't have pass anymore, so I don't even paying attention to that. But look, it's still 3 as far as I know, unless you have. Now, if you're booked at a resort, then you can do 3 or 2 more. 2 or 3 more. I can't remember. But whatever. Either way, you don't have full access to the parks like you did before. I'll give you an example of the issue we have. We were Platinum Plus. I got Platinum Plus for both of us last year. Because I said, you know what? Our house doesn't have a pool. We're so close. Maybe we'll go like to the water park sometimes. Yeah. We never went to the water parks. We went to Typhoon Lagoon for like an hour one time last summer. We left. It was just too hot, too miserable. We said, let's go. We need air conditioning. But anyway, now we have Platinum Plus still. Well, now it expired July 10th, so we would renew it Platinum Plus if we wanted to keep what we had. But I wouldn't renew it Platinum Plus because none of the water parks are open, and you don't have access to the parks as much as you used to. Now, I've heard some people try to counter that and say, well, you can't get in the parks as much as you want or anytime you want, but the parks are much quieter. Yeah, I don't know if that works for me because the parks are quiet for a reason. There's a pandemic out there. Yes, the parks are quiet, but it's also not like me personally. I'm going to be walking around already a little on edge just because there's a pandemic. And I still can't get in when I want.
Plus, you don't know that day you will schedule. You will be able to go or no.
The thing here, good example. We're locals, right? Like a lot of you guys might be. What did we used to do all the time? Go to Epcot for dinner. How many times did we go to Nine Dragons for dinner or wherever?
Especially we are going in the evening.
And it'd just be a quick thing. Like, you know what? It's after work. Honey, let me say get a reservation. We got a reservation. Let's go. Be there in like 20 minutes. Go eat. Those options are gone. So Mike brings up a thing though about asking if they're going to go on sale again. And let me read that again. Anyone here? Now, I don't know if, Mike, I may have misread what you wrote there. I don't know if you meant like a sale price or if they're eligibly purchased. I may have misread what you wrote there. But anyway, talking about just discounting, I actually think it would be kind of cool to have a discounted AP again or something. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. And I think Mike actually meant like when they're going to go on sale. Don't know that one either. Okay, so Matthew answered the question. Thank you, Matthew. Matthew said he called, spoke with a cast member. I would love to know how long it took you to get through to that cast member. I've done like 7 phone calls. I'm not bashing anybody, guys. We know how hard it is for everyone, including cast members and just Disney in general. But I think like 7 phone calls over 5 weeks. Every call was like a 2 or 3 hour.
How many they were?
a couple times getting disconnected, hung up. I already said, next time I'll just go back to Disney Springs because it's actually weird. My Disney experience, our passes show up as we're out of state, but our current pass is a Florida resident pass. Our address is Florida. So on the website, I can't even renew a Florida resident rate pass. I don't know. Okay, the cast member I talked to on the phone, I said I would just deal with that at Disney Springs when I'm ready. Matthew said they're worried they're going to have to close down again. Don't want to go through a repeat of what they did earlier this year. Yeah, I mean that's one of the rumors that I read from a notable Disney insider who is on the WDW Magic forums, and his name that he posts under is WDW Pro. Is that Disney's not so much looking, and by the way, WW Pro, well-known Disney insider, posts amazing rumors, and a lot of them come to fruition. The guy has connections. And one of the things he said is Disney's not looking at, when they talk about opening versus closing, about how many infections there are a day. They're more looking at the death rate, or deaths. How many people are passing away from this virus daily. Mm-hmm. Right now in Florida, the averages over the last week's been, give or take, 100 a day. Yeah, it's 100 too many. I don't know what Disney's threshold is, what the number is they're looking at. If numbers hit 150, do they close back down? I don't know. Now, there can always be just pressure from the media. Mm-hmm. If all of a sudden tomorrow Orlando announces 20,000 cases, today was about 10, which is the moving average for it, 10,000 cases a day. But if all of a sudden tomorrow they said there's 20,000 cases, just the pressure from the media and as a PR thing, they might shut it down. I don't know. Mike said, I guess I won't be back till 2022. Let's see, what are we looking at here? So many things to read. I feel like I lost my place here. Debbie said, God bless the people in Florida. Please wear masks, social distance. Amen. Amen. That's a problem here still, Debbie. I don't know if you're in Florida or not, Debbie. I apologize. I don't know if you're in Florida. But, like I said, we're right beside the parks. We're not far. Mm-hmm. Like most people in this area, we're right pretty close. There's still a ton of people not wearing masks, right? Yep. You go to the Walgreens.
And how many people you
no
correct
masks.
that they don't keep the...
Yeah. Look, I got a little bit... I'm not a shy guy. I'm not very shy. So where was I? Subway. I went and got Subway sub. Maybe not the safest thing to get during a pandemic, but it seemed like it's clean. Yeah, whatever. They've been saying that the odds of getting the virus, from what I understand through food, is very small anyway. But I went to get a Subway last week. Mm-hmm. Paid, how they got the little markers like everywhere on the floor. Went down to the register, then the next customer came and got her sandwich, said what she wanted on her sandwich. And then she just came and got right beside me. And I just turned to her and said, ma'am, I'd like my 6 feet. Mm-hmm. And she apologized, like, oh, I'm sorry. And she backed up. Now, look, I'm not going to fuss at anybody because it's not in our minds all the time to keep away 6 feet from people. We're social creatures, Mm-hmm. We're used to being close to people, not far away. Yeah. And I actually find myself sometimes forgetting. I tell you what, I always forget. And you haven't even known it because you haven't gone into a grocery store because you've been trying to be really careful for the baby.
I don't remember when I have.
When you go to Walmart and the Publix now, it's been at least for a while, but there's one way out, one way in on each line, each aisle. You can't just go down the aisles, right? I forget that too sometimes. I feel like an idiot, but I forget. It's not in our minds. We're not programmed for that. No. But anyway, down here, you go to a Walgreens, plenty of people without a mask. My neighbors, I live in a decent neighborhood down here, decent suburban neighborhood. People have their parties, block parties. I mean, everyone's just hanging out, and I don't know if they're not watching the news or if I'm missing something.
They just don't treat it serious.
I guess that some people just don't treat it serious. So Debbie, yeah, I agree.
And it's not in the United States. Some of my friends, they said in our country too.
Yeah,
and in
Russia too. Yeah, I mean,
my friend from the Russia, she said
they don't wear masks.
They just don't care. They don't treat that serious.
What I've read and what I understand what's going on in Russia is they don't believe it. They believe it's a conspiracy anyway. They think the virus is fake. Mm-hmm. Now we have some people in America. I think that are thinking that too. I think the problem here is we've had a lot of misinformation. We've been told things and then told something else. Told something else. Yeah. One thing going on here in Florida is that they think that some of these numbers of the virus numbers are wrong because some of the reporting has been wrong. Actually, one of the biggest hospital groups in Central Florida admitted that something was wrong with their reporting. Like they had 99% of people tested as positive which the regional director, whatever you want to call him, president of Orlando Health, was like, no, that's not correct. It was like 9% were positive. So it's actually interesting. Fox 35, on the local networks down here, local Fox affiliates, is doing like a pretty deep investigative report on the numbers in Florida. Florida, if you guys don't know, is famous for screwing up numbers. For some of you youngins out there, y'all might be too young to remember, but Florida and its little hanging chads. I know some of you guys remember the hanging chads. Honey, during the election in 2000, Florida caused us for like 2 months not to know who the president was because they couldn't count here. So Florida has a history of counting issues. I'll leave that alone. I'm a Virginia boy by blood or by heart, so I can make fun of Florida. And you guys can take it, whoever's Floridian. Let me see. Where am I at? Matthew said there's womb sounds on YouTube. Works like a. You know what, Matthew? We've done the womb sound too, with the heartbeat and everything off of YouTube. Right? We listened to the exact same video as you have. It worked for her in the beginning. I think like we were in the hospital. Remember, we used it in her bassinet.
Yeah.
But now she's moved on to white noise, which seems to really help.
Yeah, the only thing that it helps a little bit.
Mike says for the reservations, he's understood up to 3, then a rolling 3. That's what it sounds like. I believe it still is 3, Mike, and then I think once you use a day, immediately you can book the next one, so you constantly can be running 3. Pickle True loves Disney. Hello! How are you? Hope you're doing well. Marcus said, once we see plexiglass being installed at the warehouse, register social distance markers on the floor, then it'll open. That's exactly right, Marcus. Those elements are not in place at all. And I don't know if you were here on the stream at the beginning, I was talking about it. I don't see that happening anytime soon anyway, because my big thing is about keeping people social distance with a limited capacity in that store. And where would you put a queue or a line of people waiting outside that store to enter? How long would the waits be to get in there? I mean, I know I'm not going to wait 4 hours to go into the character warehouse. Even if I could save $20 or $30, it's not worth my time for 4 hours. So character warehouse, I think, is just really up in the air at this point. And I was saying earlier, I just don't think that the Bob Chapek, Bob Iger, I don't even probably think they know what the warehouse is. I think that's somebody lower on the totem pole that manages the character warehouse operation. And just ask. Debbie said we did. So Debbie's in New York. Isolation, mask, social. You know, Debbie. I mean, that's the deal. I don't know why in Florida. I don't know how it is in everyone else's states, but I can only speak for Florida because we haven't left Florida since the pandemic started. I don't know why people don't wear masks here, though. Florida has such high numbers. If you're hearing it, unless people aren't hearing the numbers. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to admit, some people don't watch the news. Some people don't follow, even follow the news online. They don't care. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. Look, you guys have all seen it. I brought it up before. I mean, you'll see like some nighttime comedian like go out on the street with a map of the country and ask them to point at their state on the map, and they'll point at China. You know, like, so there's just a lot of people that don't care. They're just not informed about it. I don't know. And then we have mandatory masks. Orange County, it's mandatory. I think Osceola now, they announced that you can get fined if you don't have your mask on. We'll see. Let's see. So Matthew said in Indianapolis, you can't get in the store without a mask. County law. A lot of stores have made it a matter. So, yeah, I mean, here it's county by county too, but our county, they have not actually made it by law yet. It's interesting. I think it depends on this. Whatever political system is in charge of your county seems to play a lot into whether your county has mandated masks or not. Look, full disclosure, I think I've announced it before. I don't wear it on my sleeves, but I'm a pretty conservative guy. Mm-hmm. I'm a Republican guy. I wear a mask. And I'll say this right now. I'm going to say this right now.
Honey, don't scream.
Sorry, I get loud and the baby's sleeping. Look, and my wife will attest to this. I was wearing a mask before all of you people. Yeah. When I had my gallbladder taken out in January, yep. I've told this story before. If you haven't heard it, I'll share it real fast. The floor that I was on, people were coughing, and coughing. Mm-hmm. Like everyone sounded like they had pneumonia. This was end of January. No, right?
Yeah.
End of January. Mm-hmm. Maybe this was coronavirus already. I don't know.
But you saw on the news too.
Yeah, I already started seeing. At that time, they were already showing, like in China, Wuhan shutting down. But I told her because she was pregnant. I said, "Do not come to this hospital."
Yeah,
She
you're
still
just
wanted
thinking it was just regular
flu. And I started thinking, I don't want her pregnant to get the flu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to have gallbladder stomach surgery. Last thing I want is to be coughing with, after having a stomach surgery. It's not going to feel good. So I noticed my nurse was always wearing a medical mask. I said, you know what, I'll ask her. And she gave me a medical mask. And I wore it the whole time I was in the hospital. Didn't get sick.
Yeah.
And I started wearing one at that point. Then you got sick, and I was still recovering. So even at home, I was wearing the medical mask while she was sick in the house, and I didn't catch anything from her. Sleeping in the same bed, didn't catch anything.
Yep.
So as soon as coronavirus was coming around, even before I started wearing masks. And when they said you don't need a mask, it doesn't work. First thing I told her is exactly what we found out, which is they just don't want people buying masks. So thank God we had masks. We were wearing them. I remember we went to the last character warehouse we went to was on March 8th or 9th, because it was right before my birthday or on my birthday. I wore a mask that day in the warehouse, and people were coughing in there. And I remember thinking, like, this is the last time we're coming to the warehouse for a while. And then sure enough, a week later, Disney just closed. Let's see. So Debbie, you were down here, so you saw what it was like. Debbie said she was here on vacation, and she said when she went to the stores here, no one wore a mask. Yes. Walmarts are scary, and even if people put the mask on just to go through the entrance, I found that it comes down, the noses are hanging out. I don't know. It's not something so difficult, guys, to wear a mask. Really, I don't know. They're not asking us to go fight a war. They're not asking us to chop a finger off, right, honey? Let's just put a mask on. I know it's hot, it's uncomfortable. I hate them. I don't want to wear them either, but what are we going to do? If the doctors, my doctors have told me they help. My doctor, my pediatrician said that since people are wearing so many masks, it's great for the baby, for other sicknesses. So whatever. I mean, it shouldn't be a political thing. I don't know how masks became political. Okay, so LA Ram said that the positive tests at Orlando Health were correct. They just were not releasing the negative results. So they usually did a mass dump of negatives. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's going to throw the numbers off somehow. I don't know that it throws them off enough that, like, oh, there's nothing wrong. Like, mask off, back to the beach. No, I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Mike uses the womb sounds for himself sometimes. He said he uses the womb sound sometimes for himself to fall asleep. Maybe it would help me too. I've never tried it. I would just. Yeah, okay, LA Ram. So yeah, it sent the rates up high. Matthew said the reason why Floridians aren't wearing masks is because it's a stubborn state and people will do as they please. Floridians as a whole do not follow God. Matthew, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe the Floridian situation, I think the Floridian situation could be a couple. Matthew brings up a point there. I'm sorry, LA Rams brings up a point. It's a hurricane state. So people in Florida are used to threats. Okay? They get a hurricane is coming. Be scared. I'm looking at my wife over here. That's why I was waving to her. They'll be like, the hurricane is coming. Be worried. Prepare. Hurricane doesn't come. So people are used to threatening situations. Whereas in other states, maybe where things are not as chaotic and the weather is not as violent or something, and life's a little more peaceful when it comes to this stuff. Maybe they're just not as immune to these type of threats. Where like people, I always think back growing up in Virginia. If you guys ever, vacation, not just Virginians, because everybody goes there across the country, the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It makes you think of the Outer Banks, LA Rams. In the Outer Banks of North Carolina, the locals there are some of the most hardcore, tough people you will ever meet. They're some of the toughest people. I mean, they have tough skin, tough blood. Like these are real tough guys and gals, because they've lived through so many crazy storms, crazy floods. Our island is going to be part of the Atlantic Ocean, and I think that it hardens people. It's just like people that come from countries where there's wars. Yeah, I'll give you a great example. One of our close friends, I don't know if we've told you guys or not. I think we said before, we're Armenian. So one of our close friends from Armenia, when he first moved to this country, to the United States, he had a hard time understanding like why we watch so much science fiction in this country. Like why do we watch Star Wars and Harry Potter and fantasy type of stuff? It didn't make sense to him because in Armenia,
like
they have a real, even my wife, yeah, it took my wife a long time to kind of understand what is fantasy. When my wife first came to America, she wouldn't watch, like, it wouldn't interest her to watch Harry Potter or Star Wars or something. And the reason why is because in a lot of countries, they really have real problems. Like, in Armenia, there's always a looming war with Turkey and Azerbaijan. They're, on their borders. They have guns pointed at their country at all times. Like, it's a hot zone. Maybe even... Yeah, it's not a very fantasy country to live in. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the life in Armenia is great, but there are real problems, like real threats. Like, people are on the other side of your border waiting to go to war with you at all times. When I go to Armenia, it's like Israel. It's like a military state that's on guard 24 hours a day because the country is surrounded by hostile governments. America's not really like that. Like growing up in Virginia, I will say this, America has crime that, we have a lot of petty crime and violent crime that you're not going to find over there. The people are not like that. The Wild West attitude doesn't exist in those countries. But in America, yes, we have violent crime, street crime, that type of thing. But we don't really have like an impending army waiting to cross our borders and conquer us or something. So we like the dark side of the Force in Star Wars, or we like Voldemort and Harry Potter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it took you a while to get used to the fantasy, and
we are watching together.
Yeah.
You're surprised that I'm watching fantasy movies.
Yeah, she loves fantasy. Now that's all her. Oh my gosh, we watched the whole MCU catalog right before the baby was born.
Yeah.
You were like, next one, keep going. Like, and the more fantasy.
For me, that type of movies look like for children.
What have you watched Loki? In Armenia?
No.
Like it doesn't even register, like make sense. Here's the weird thing though, they love those type of movies in China. So in some countries, cultures, they like
that
it.
type of movie in the culture too. It's included.
It is in the culture. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more American than Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man. I mean,
they are trying in Armenia, look like to take some stuff they are doing their children's birthday. They put like a Batman costume or the costumes.
But it's still like a foreign.
Here it's like in the culture. We don't have that much there. Adults, they don't used to wear the Leia suit like from the Star Wars.
But I think what it comes down to is because in America we don't have like an opposing army. Like Mexico's not on the border, ready to cross the border tomorrow. Oh, there goes Marie. We have fantasy enemies where they have real enemies. All right, let's jump back into some of these questions here. Matthew said Walmart, Sam's Club are offering masks. I saw that, Matthew. I read that if we all wore a mask in public 8 weeks. Matthew, I read that too. 8 weeks if everyone wears a mask. Even if it's not true, why can't we just try it? You know what? Like, let's test it. I mean, I'm a science guy. It seems like science to me. Like, if everyone wears a mask and in 8 weeks the virus is going to work, and if the virus is still here, then it doesn't work. I don't know.
Sleep a little bit, maybe.
Marcus said all Florida counties should impose mandatory masks. So political. No, ask no, sir. Yeah, I mean, I'm a conservative guy. The government, in theory, government telling me to do something, it's tough. But the government, look, I've said this, I've used this example before. If it's cold outside, the government doesn't have to tell you to put a jacket on or a sweater. You just put one on because it's cold. Well, if there's a virus outside and everyone's telling you to put a mask on, put a mask on. It shouldn't get to the point where the government has to mandate that you have to wear a mask. But unfortunately, if that's what it takes, I guess that's what it takes. I don't know. So Marcus laid out, I saw this list: Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Publix, CVS. Well, a whole list of major big box retailers are now requiring the masks. I feel sad, and I feel sad. It's going to be tough for the employees to have to enforce it. I would hate to have to enforce it because I've heard stories of people getting spit on when they're telling people to put a mask on. It's ugly. People take it very personally when they're told to put a mask on. Yeah, I'm sure y'all have seen the videos of people like screaming. I mean, just yelling. Like, just chill out. It's a mask. It's not going to hurt you. I don't think it is. So Debbie said, my husband saw so many deaths from the pandemic delivering to hospitals. Doctors and nurses treating COVID patients wear masks and don't get sick because of masks. Yeah. I mean, Junior, no. If you didn't, Junior may have just joined us. No Character Warehouse yet, big guy. I was talking about it further back. No Character Warehouse yet. No signs, no hints of any Character Warehouse. We've got some theories between myself and all of us and Baby Marie. But, you guys in the chat, what may be going on with that. But yeah, not yet. So Matthew said they had their first confirmed case. Okay, and at least your company is taking let's say they're taking they're trying to be responsible about how to handle with you guys going in and out of that office. Yeah, New York seems to be under control, which says a lot. Here's the weird thing with Florida. When the outbreak started in New York, I really thought it was going to be like, well, it's New York because of the subways and the elevators, the tight confined spaces. Everyone's, on tight public transportation. I was like, well, Orlando's a very suburban, modern, or new city. We drive everywhere, or whatever. There's not a lot of public transportation. It's spread here so fast and so bad, though. And I really think it just comes back to people here just didn't wear the masks, I guess. I don't know. Why is Florida, unless the numbers are really wrong. And I guess, I don't know. That's a conspiracy thing, but then there's facts, because we know now that this Fox 35 local report out of Central Florida is finding, Orlando Health is admitting, we were just talking about, that's a weird one. Why is Florida so bad? I don't know. I don't have an answer. Miami's tight. Miami, obviously South Florida is where the majority of the cases are. You have a ton of snowbirds. A lot of people, everyone I meet in Orlando is a New York transplant or a Bostonian transplant, coming from somewhere on the Northeast coast down here. Did they bring it with them? I don't know. Cruise ships, Port of Miami. Miami is an international gateway city. Orlando is an international city. It's a weird one, though, but I don't know. Why is Florida so much worse? Mike said he misses the mountains, the Central Florida mountain. I miss the mountains, the Central Florida mountain range. Yeah, not too many mountains here, big guy. Yes, old Southwest Virginia. He misses the Disney mountains. Yes. Junior, we'll be doing some giveaways here in the future. Right now, I don't know what I have. I could give you guys like a can of sparkling water or something, but it was fun to do the giveaways when like the warehouse and stuff was open. But we're going to be getting back to some of that stuff, and at this point we just need to get on track with even just doing like consistent videos, because with everything shut down and us not going to the parks, it's hard. We're just not consistently doing videos. We've been really, really busy with the baby, with work. I think going forward, we're going to probably try to just do like a weekly live stream, just like we're doing now, where we just sit down, we talk about the news of the day or the news of the week with Disney, what's going on. Maybe we'll have some updates on the warehouse. But don't worry, when the next time there's a giveaway, you'll know about it. I will definitely let you guys know about it. Let's see. So Debbie said it's the dog bars and nightclubs. That could definitely be it. South Beach, Miami. Bars, nightclubs. I still think restaurants are, I want restaurants open, carry out, delivery, but I just think there's sitting outside. There's just something about the restaurants. I don't care if it's Disney or what. You're in that building, shared AC, mouths are open, no masks are on. I would think that's probably the least safe place to be in a restaurant or any type of enclosed environment where you're in there for a while. Miami nightlife, Matthew. Not young people not taking it seriously. I don't know. I guess it's something we could talk about probably for hours and hours about masks and why the virus is so bad here in Florida. Like I said, it's keeping us from going out and experiencing Disney right now. I know a lot of vloggers have been going out there doing it, and I think that's just because that's their main job, or a lot of them is their source of income and so forth. Whereas for us, this is something we really just do for fun. It's not my main job by any means, and with a newborn baby, I'm not doing it right now. I will wait. let's see, what are we in? It's July 21st. I would like to see where Florida is on August 31st or September 1st. Let's see people that are out and about being exposed to other people today. Do we go from 10,000 on average people being sick a day new to 20,000 in a month? You know, I'd like to see that number come way back down first before we really started to go out, venture out. It's not that I don't trust, like I think Matthew said, it's not that I don't trust Disney or Universal or somebody. It's just that some people don't take it as seriously as others, which is fine. I mean, a free country if you don't want to take it serious, but it just means I have to avoid you. I have to stay away from you. If you get too close, I'm going to have to ask you to back up, give me my 6 feet. Let me see. Yeah, I guess, honey, I guess that's it. I'm trying to think if you want to, honey, did you have anything you wanted to add? No? Guys, I mean, let me see. Did I miss anything in the comments? I think that's pretty much it. Mike said give away the fireplace. Mike and the fire. You know what, Mike? I'm going to give you the fireplace because you love this fireplace. I know you do. That fireplace is what's been keeping COVID-19 out of this house. I don't know. Somehow it's a magic COVID blocking fireplace. It does the job. But yeah, I think that probably pretty much sums up the stream. I don't know. What will we touch on? I think that's it. Yeah. You know, Character Warehouse. Let's just see what happens. You know, no markings are visible yet. No fiberglass, plexiglass barriers between cast members and guests are there yet. I think Character Warehouse is going to be something we have to kind of just wait out and see what happens. So, you know, if they're cutting all these projects that are being cut, I just think that there's just more pressing concerns with maintaining the resort, keeping the resort open, and everything else that's going on as to worrying about Character Warehouse right now. So, look, we've been going over an hour, guys. This was fun. I think, let's see. I guess let's stop here. You know, we'll come up with some new topics for next week. I definitely have more stuff I want to talk about. And if there's anything you guys actually would like to discuss, let me just real quick before we all get off the stream. Come join the Facebook group. Send me by the way, I don't say this enough, and I'm not active enough in the group. I should be more active. And I want you guys to be active in the group. It's not just Steve and Susanna's Facebook group and Baby Marie's Facebook group. It's for you guys too. So post pictures, share stories, ask questions among group members. We got some really great people in there that have a lot of really great information and so forth. So have fun with the Facebook group. But yeah, send me some messages or whatever through the group too. What do y'all want to talk about on the live stream next week? If there's something that I see that I want to discuss, maybe we'll talk about it. I'm not really using Twitter anymore. I'm done with Twitter for now. So yeah, send me a message over on the Facebook group. Come join it. Links in the description down below. And we will do a live stream again next week. I'll let you know through the group what day it's going to be. Maybe Wednesday or something. Let's see. I want something consistent though. Maybe between now and then too, I'll actually physically head over to the warehouse, see if I can visually see if there's any clues, and maybe I can get like a little inside tip or whatever. But like I said, as of right now, the last inside tip I had a couple weeks ago, still nothing, no info. So, guys, it was fun as always. I look to seeing y'all next week in the live stream, and make sure you guys do come join the group. Let's have some fun. And I will try to avoid the politics. You know, real quick before we go, one thing I noticed in the Facebook group, some of the Disney topics that are out there right now, like with China and some of that stuff has a little bit of it does have a political tinge to it. And I only shared in the Facebook group. Maybe I shouldn't even share it in the group because I think I really want to leave politics out of the Facebook group. I really just want let's keep this thing a nice, fun Disney discussion. We can save the political arguments for Twitter, But if it's something that is in political in nature, but it directly impacts Disney, I think it's fair game. I think we talk about it. Let's share it. We're grown adults. We can talk about, how politics could influence Disney as itself without attacking each other. Let's be grown adults here. Something that I think doesn't happen enough anyway in this modern world that we're living in, where everything has to be so politically divided. I mean, we can have a chat about something. But either way, I'll try to leave some of that political stuff out anyway. So anyway, guys, I could probably keep rambling on, but we've gone well over an hour. So very nice talking to y'all. Stay safe.